Welcome back. In this video we are going to discuss about Cauchy root test and Leibniz test. Previously we have discussed about the telescoping series, geometric series. Then we have seen integral test, piece series test, comparison test, D'Alembert ratio test, and then after we have discussed about the Rappe test. But now we are going to discuss about the Cauchy root test, and then after we will discuss about the Leibniz test. So let us first start with the Cauchy root test. So let us first understand the statements of the Cauchy root test, or simply you can say root test. If series un, that is a positive term series. So here whatever we have the given series, and that is what exactly positive term series. And when we assume that limit n tends to infinite un raised to 1 by n, this also can be written like that. And if you supposed to get the limit L, and if you have the values of L that is the less than 1 and but which is the greater than 0, so in that case what we consider given series is the convergent. Otherwise L greater than 1, so in that case what we can conclude that the given series will be the divergent. Suppose you get the L is equal 1, that means test is failed, that means further investigation is required. If un is one of the form un raised to power n, then we will mostly prefer to apply the root test. So let us understand example number 1. Test the convergence of the series starting from n is equal to infinite 1 divided by log n raised to power n. So a power contains that is n, that means we have to just go through root test. So un raised to 1 by n, that is we can write un is nothing but this one, but when we take the power raised to 1 by n, so in that case what we are going to get, this is going to be the cancel out, and you will have that is 1 divided by log n. But when you apply limit n tends to infinite on the both the sides, so what you will get, limit n tends to infinite 1 divided by log n. But we know that log n tends to that is infinite as n tends to infinite. So what you are going to get, 1 divided by infinite, and therefore you will get the answer that is 0, and which is less than 1. Therefore by the root test we can say that the given series is convergent. This is another question. Is the series n into e raised to n is a convergent? So power is there, we will keep in mind that power is there, so just prefer to apply the root test. And n raised to 1 by n, so whenever it is required we will use this one. So un is there, just take un raised to 1 by n, so we can write this way, but also you can represent this one is n raised to n 1 by n into e raised to n raised to 1 by n. But when you see this will be the cancel out, so what you will have, n raised to 1 by n into e. But after that what you have to do, you have to apply the limit. So when I assume that the limit n tends to infinite n raised to 1 by n, 1 n raised to 1 by n into e. But e is nothing but constant quantity, so what I can write as e into limit n tends to infinite n raised to 1 by n. But according to this result, what we can say, this quantity is going to be the 1, and therefore e into 1 is nothing but e, and e is nothing but 2.7 something, and which is greater than quantity greater than 1, therefore the given series is the divergent. Next question, test the convergence of the series. So from this first what you have to write, you have to write the first general term un. So mind well, 1 raised to cube, 2 raised to cube, 3 raised to cube, that means power is common, that is 3, so I am just assuming power that is free. Fixed 1 2 3 4, so difference is nothing but 1, so I assume that on the n. So n is equal 1, so we are going to get first n is equal to, that is 2 raised to 3, n is equal 3, so 3 raised to 3, that means this is valid for the numerator. But what about the denominator? So this is 3 raised to 1, 3 raised to 2, 3 raised to 3, so base that is fixed, so I write that is base 3. Power contains 1 2 3 4, and the difference is nothing but 1, so I just assume the 10. But I want here 3 raised to 1, that means if I put n is equal 1 here, so it should be 3 raised to 1, and that is verified. Therefore we can say this is our nth term, and now power contains that is the n, and also we know the identity is there. whenever it is required n raised to 1 by n, and when we assume that n tends to infinite, so it is going to be the 1, and therefore so just apply the root test. So un raised to 1 by n, so what I'm just going to write, n raised to cube divided by 3 raised to n raised to power 1 by 3. So when we apply a limit concept, so what I can, this is same, just we have written limit n tends to infinite, but after that what you can write, n raised to 3 by n divided by, and this is going to be the cancel out, because this can be written as n raised to cube raised to 1 by n divided by 3 raised to n raised to 1 by n, and this is going to be cancelled out, and hence we have the denominator, that is 3. But what will be the numerator, that is n raised to 3 by n, but also this can be written as n raised to 1 by n raised to power 3. But when we apply the limiting concept, so this is going to be the 1, and you will have only 1 by 3, and 1 by 3 is nothing but less than 1, and therefore by the root test what we can conclude, the series is the convergent. Let us look at the alternating series test. Also it is known as the Leibniz test whenever you have given that the alternating series. So first let us understand what is the alternating series. If the terms are alternatives positive and negative, then the series will be the alternating. So alternating, this is the example that you can see, 1 minus 1 divided by 2 square plus 1 divided by 3 square minus 1 divided by 4 square and so on. So this is first plus, then minus, plus, minus. So alternate terms, positive and negatives are there, and therefore we can say the given series is the alternating series. So whenever we have the alternating series, so how we can check that the series is convergent or divergent? So for that we have Leibniz test, or you can say alternating series test. So this test was mentioned by the Leibniz mathematician, and therefore it is known as the Leibniz alternating series test. So this is our alternating series that you can represent when n vary from 1 to infinite. So it is like this one, and also we will keep in mind that the un is greater than 0. So if this series satisfies these following two conditions. First condition, un plus 1 is less than un. What does it mean? This means that sequence whatever we have un, it should be what exactly decreasing, and limit of the nth term, that is 0. If these two conditions are satisfied, then we can say that the series is convergent, otherwise it will be the divergent. So let us understand question number 1. Test the convergence of the series n is equal 1 to infinite minus 1 raised to n plus 1 divided by log n plus 1. So first alternate terms are there, because minus 1 raised to n plus 1, and when you vary n is equal 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, so you will get the plus minus terms, and therefore the given series is the alternating series with its nth term, because in a definition we have said that un is greater than 0, so we always take that it's un is equal 1 divided by log n plus 1, and instead of that also you can represent mod un, and that is 1 divided by log n plus 1. But to satisfy our the two conditions for the Leibniz test, first condition says that sequence un should be decreasing, that is first condition, and second condition says that whatever we have the limit n tends to infinite of un, and that should be the 0. So for that purpose I'm just assuming that clearly logarithm function is nothing but increasing function, that is you all know, and n plus 1 is less than n plus 2, and that is you can clearly observe with this number. But log function is increasing function, so we can apply log n plus 1 is less than log of n plus 2. But when you take the reciprocal, so what you are going to get, 1 divided by log n plus 1 is greater than 1 divided by log n plus 2. But this quantity is what exactly un, and this quantity it should be what exactly un plus 1, that you can say. So what we can conclude, that the sequence is nothing but decreasing, and limit of the nth term, that is 1 divided by log infinite and 1 divided by infinite, and that is going to be the 0, and therefore the both the condition of the alternating series, or you can say Leibniz test, are verified, and hence the given alternating series is the convergent. Let us understand one more question. This is the alternate terms are there, therefore the alternating series is there. So our question is the series is convergent or divergent? That we want to check it. So alternating series is there, and so for our simplicity we will apply here Leibniz test. So first condition, that is we want to show that the given sequence un is the decreasing, and then after decreasing, and then after we will see that the sequence limit of the nth term that should be 0. So from this what you can conclude that this is a positive 1 divided by n into under root n, that is un, and this is going to be the un plus 1. Or from this it is clearly that if you suppose you don't want to consider this one, so it is clear that denominator is going to be the high, and therefore it is going to be what exactly decreasing. Otherwise, suppose you want to show that mathematically, so this quantity is always there. N into under root n is less than n plus 1 into under root n plus 1. But when we take its reciprocal, so this equality will be the change, and that will be the greater than. But this is what exactly un, and this is nothing but un plus 1, and hence we can conclude that un is nothing but decreasing. So this is our first condition. And what about the second one? The limit of the nth term, that is you can say 1 divided by infinite, that is going to be the 0. Therefore, by Leibniz test, or you can say alternating series test, the series is the convergent. So let us see what we have done as on today. If the series of the form 1 divided by n raised to p, then this is known as the p series. When p is greater than 1, so we can say that the given series is convergent. P less or equal 1, then the series will be the divergent. But suppose you have given that this one, so from this it is clear that it is the geometrical series, and geometric series are there, then we can say that the series is converges, and this converges to where? That is a divided by 1 minus r if we get absolute value of r is less than 1, otherwise it will be the divergent. And if you can see at the glance that the limit n tends to infinite un is non-zero, then it is known as the zero test, and zero test is for what the divergence case, and that case test is used, and definitely you will get the divergence series. If the series of the form is similar to the p series or the geometric series, and well, if it is similar to the p series or the geometric series, then the one of the comparison tests should be the consider. So that will help you to determine the given series is convergent or divergent. In particular, if the rational function or the algebraic functions involving roots of the polynomials, then the series should be the compared with the p series. That means whenever you see the numerator contains algebraic form, that means polynomial, as well as the denominator contains polynomial form, and again in that case we will apply the comparison test, because from that we can choose Vn so that we can apply the p series test. If the series is of the form this is alternating, then the series is known as the alternating series, and then obviously we will have to use the Leibniz series test. And also series involve the factorial or other products including a constant raised to power, then oftenly we will use the ratio test, like 2 raised to n divided by n factorial is that. So again, and factorial notation is there, so we have to use the ratio test. Power contains, and also you have to consider this one. But suppose you have given that 3 raised to n divided by, that is n raised to n, so what it will be? So it is clear that power contains, that is n, so it is preferable to use here, that is the root test. So in this video we have covered the Cauchy root test, and then after we have seen the Leibniz test. Thank you.